Hello? Is anybody listening? Hey, Dad. Nobody's
Nobody's listening.
listening.
That is unbelievable. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your patience. We needed an extra day to watch this
Just
episode.
the
So,
process.
yes, I'm glad that you made it. We are ready to talk about episode 9 of Andor. Nobody's listening. All right. If we are Kerwin and Keith, father and son, if you are new to the channel, please like this video. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. All right. But what we're going to do is we're going to talk about episode 9. All right. Wonderful. So you remember, Keith, last week when we were talking about episode 8, you mentioned that you're hoping that we would see more than just, back at the prison, table 5 is working and put these machine parts together for the Empire.
Guess what?
Yeah.
That was all this episode was.
Well, it was, but we could tell that something is coming. Something is happening, right?
The calm before the storm.
The calm before the storm, right? So we did, we pick up. Let's talk about the Andor story. We pick up, and yes, we are back in the cell. Well, the factory, and table 5 is working. They're still putting these machine parts together. They're competing with the other tables. But Andor notices something. Well, one thing he does. So two things he does. One is he leaves the room and he removes a panel, right? And he takes some kind of sharp tool, a knife or maybe, and started cutting some piping. And we're not sure why, but then, you heard the call that, some new person, new inmate
on
is
program,
on program, some new inmate is coming. So then we noticed something. Well, Andor noticed something, and a couple other inmates, that the lift that brings up and people up and down, the prisoners and the security officers, is not wired, right? There's no electrical current going through it.
Motor operated, I believe.
Right.
It's hydraulics, right?
Yes, it is, right. So Andor has an idea. He says, well, maybe this could be a way out because it's not live. All right. Well, okay.
Precisely.
Yeah. All right. What else I could say about Andor's story is it does get dark. It gets a little dark. Andy Serkis's character seems, well, at the beginning he was not very on board with what Andor is trying to propose. He was asking him about how many guards on the level, and have you ever thought about breaking out? And Andy Serkis's character, I don't have
Keto Loy.
Right. He tried to ignored him and kept it, kept away from Andor, didn't want to talk about it. And Andor kept saying, nobody's listening, right? And that's the title.
Nobody's listening.
Right. So as it turns out, one of the gentleman at table 5, Olaf, right? He's the older gentleman. He's trying to keep up, and you can tell that he is
slipping.
He is running out of steam.
He's slipping.
Yeah, he just doesn't look well. He's turning red. But they're trying to cover for him. So, they keep going and make sure that they're not the slowest ones, because we know what happens when,
slow table gets fried right. Like pancakes.
Right, exactly. So they made sure.
Or chicken, because you don't really fry pancakes.
Right. Well, good point. Right. So they did okay. Table 5 did fine. Nothing happened to them. But there was an event that did take place, right, in the prison cell. Had to do with another level. All right. And
level 2 got fried.
Yeah.
Chicken.
Right. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what happened, but from what I gather, yeah. Well, let me say what I think happened. You can say what you think happened. But so apparently there was a prisoner who was released, right, from level 4, I believe, right, and somehow 2 days later he shows up on level 2. So I don't know if this was a mistake that the Empire made, like they released him when he wasn't supposed to be released, or this guy actually just left on his own.
I know what it is, I think.
Right. And no one knew he was gone until he appeared on level 2. But when the Empire, the security guards found out, they got very angry, and apparently they took out an entire floor, maybe
100 men.
Of men on that floor. And word gets out. Last week we saw one of the characters doing signaling, sign language to another inmate from across the way, and he's trying to figure out what's going on, what happened to level 2, and nobody knew. And then it turns out that something did happen, and where there was an accident. So now
I think
this level is trying to figure out what to do next. So what do you think happened?
It must be that PORD legislation that Palpatine passed.
Yep.
Like doubling sentences and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So he must have been released, and then the Imperials figured it out what that legislation meant, and then they put him right back on level 2 to finish off the rest of his sentence. The rest of the prisoners got wise of their plan, and then all of a sudden, everyone finds out, and then the Imperials want to keep it covered, keep a lid on it, and they fry everyone because it's the easiest way.
Okay. All right. Well, then that's what happens. And going back to Olaf now. So, once again, he's trying to keep up, and he's not doing well, and he passes out, and they, try to get him some medical help. All right. So let's go to Q&A. Let's see who's here.
Alex.
Hey
guys.
Hey, thanks.
Excited to hear your thoughts on episode 9. And my guess is that he thought he was going to be released, but was moved to level 2. And when level 2 found out that no one's leaving, they protested, and the Empire violently responded.
Interesting.
That makes sense too. That's a good theory as well.
Right. He thought it was going to be released and then moved to level 2. Interesting.
I second Keith.
Right. So then that's probably it then. So it wasn't that the Empire made a mistake. What people might have heard from what you said, the PORD, their sentencing was
the Porg legislation.
Yeah, was increased, was doubled, I guess. And the inmates got mad and tried to fight back, and they lost their lives.
Boy, not even Porg.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I don't know what that was. I just went.
Yeah, I guess that's a Porg. Yeah. So public order resentencing director, right? Yeah.
In other words, rhetoric.
Right. It's It's just we know why this is in place. The Empire is angry. They people stole some money from them. So that what happens when you take care. Somebody wipes you out. With money. Yeah, it happens. All right, so let's get back to Olaf. So Olaf, they're trying to get him medical help. They have a doctor come in. The doctor says there's nothing that they can do for him. So they put him to sleep, and so now he's gone. And Kino is not very happy. So you can see, you can start to see that Kino is changing his mind. So maybe there was
because he cares,
right? He's been there for a very long time, right? And I remember the first time he met him, he said he had maybe like 200 something days left. Right. So I'm wondering, and that was probably before the directive was in place. And I wonder, since it's now in place, he might have gotten his sentencing double to what that was. And now he's disillusioned, and now he's thinking about, well, how am I going to get out of this? I don't know. So Olaf unfortunately loses his life. And so Kino is, he seems to be turning to
a good guy.
Andor's side. Well, he's turned to Andor's side, right? So Andor,
like, let's get it.
Yeah,
let's get out.
There must be a way out. So let's find out what happens, right?
Kino's like, let's rock and roll, Cassian.
Right. And there was a question that Cassie kept asking him, like, how many guards, right? How many guards in each level? How many guards in each level? And he would not answer the question until the very end of the episode, when Andor asked again, how many guards in each level? And he says, never more than 12.
Cutscene.
All right, there we go. So we know that next week has to be the breakout, right? The
Some with
escape.
that water pipe, probably.
Yeah, yeah. So looks like they got a plan in place. They have a couple of ways where they think they can escape or where they can get the upper hand on the Empire, the security guards. But we'll find out next week. Yeah. So
Yeah, how are they gonna escape though? Like, are they gonna swim in the water?
I don't know. I don't know. But it's going to happen next week. It's going to be something to see. I can't wait to see
Hey,
it.
Dad, $5 says they swim out.
I don't know. I'm not a betting person, and neither are you.
I don't know. I need some candy.
Nah, we don't need to bet on candy. I can always get you candy.
Yay. Let's go today.
If I want to. Yeah. All right. So let's move on to other stories. So let's talk about Mon Mothma. We saw her. Poor Mon Mothma. I keep saying this, that she is, it just seems like no one is listening to her. No one has any idea what she's talking about. She was talking about this directive, how it's, the Empire is slowly taking over our lives. And she's on the
like,
Senate floor.
These people, they're trying to rule us.
Yeah.
And you just hear lights clicking off repeatedly because people are just like tuned out.
Yeah. I mean, the Senate floor, they were like, they don't care. They started turning off the lights like they were going home from the office and just walked out. And, and you can hear the more people, there were people shouting, long live the Empire. And
people shouting, listen to her, she makes a point.
Right. Let her talk. Right. But the more she talks, the more you can hear her echo as if she's the only person in the room, which at some point she does become the only person in the room. And she's very unhappy. You see her get back into her car and she gets a message from her driver and says, well, your cousin is here. And
we're like, oh,
Mothma says, cousin. Okay. I don't know. Well, anyway, so we get back to Mothma's place and her cousin.
Lita's got a dress, apparently.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden it's like, Val is related to Mon Mothma. Val is Mon's cousin.
Val is related to Mon Mothma. How about that? And I guess that makes sense, right? Because as she is this spoiled, rich girl or woman, or what she was, she came from money, and that's where it's from. She's a cousin of Mon Mothma. How about that? That was interesting.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's good. So and there was this dinner scene where her husband was being rude as usual. So let's we can skip that part. All right. Let's talk about before we get on to the next topic, let's go ask for questions and comments. What do we have? Oh, okay. Sorry. All right. Let us know if you have any questions or comments regarding the episode. All right. But yeah, we're gonna keep going. But please let us know. All right. So let's talk about Bix. All right, Bix Queen. And now
she's in trouble.
Right. Now, when we last saw her, she was taken by Dedra and the Empire, and Dedra is questioning her, and Bix is not giving up any information. So they resort to torture, which, we've seen it in Star Wars, but we haven't seen it like this. This was something that was different, but very effective. And it was very reminiscent of the time when in A New Hope, when Vader was trying to interrogate Princess Leia, and she he brings out the probe droid with the needle. I was expecting that it was going to be a needle, but it was something more than that. But you see the scene where outside the cell where they're keeping Bix, you see that door come down, that steel door, and you see the boots, the Empire walking away. Very similar to that shot in A New Hope. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
All right, real quick, let's do Q&A. Yes, Alex. I too was surprised that Val was Mon Mothma's cousin. Cool twist, though. Yeah, it really was.
R, thank you, R. I love Dedra, but now she's really starting to show evil. She is, yeah, I love the show. Yeah, me too.
Dedra's the best one.
Yeah, she, Denisco, wonderful actor, wonderful. And what's wonderful about it is we were talking about, her in the first 4 or 5 episodes where we're actually rooting for her to actually get the upper hand on her other
Blevin.
ISB compatriots, right? And Blevin, we didn't
He
want,
lost.
right, and Blevin,
We didn't like him.
It's a funny thing, we haven't seen Blevin since he
probably quit.
since he tried to throw her under the bus at that meeting a couple episodes ago, and then
probably showed him the door.
Then he got thrown under the bus. But anyway, so she came out victorious, and now she's doing exactly what she told us she was going to do, and we're seeing it now, and she is very evil. And that's just the makings of a great character. It's the makings of a great actor, great storytelling. But she is running away with this. And the interrogation scene was pretty scary.
Because they gave her this torture thing, and it's audio. So you could hear this screaming. And I don't know if you picked this up, but those were children.
Yeah. That was interesting.
I'm disturbed.
Yeah. Well, I'm with you. I would be disturbed as well. Yeah. I mean, just to hear the sounds of screaming children. But yeah, that was, but Bix, she's still hanging in there. She is not giving up enough information. She's not giving up anything.
No,
right
she
now.
Did at the end.
But they're still going to keep her there, and they're going to just, continue to get whatever they can from her.
Witness.
Right.
This is witness protection gone wrong.
Right. Yeah. So she's not going anywhere. Marva, right?
They haven't questioned her yet, but they got eyes on her because there's she's too old and afraid for anything serious.
Exactly. They figure she's not going to go anywhere.
Try her spirit, because that Marva is the most spirited character on the show, because she's I will fight for the rebels no matter what it takes.
Yeah, they're gonna underestimate her. I know, so she's gonna pull off one last stunt. That's going to
or maybe not one last.
Well,
maybe there'll be more.
Well, yes, that's true, right? But they don't know Marva, so they're going to be in for a surprise. We did also see Cinta. We not a speaking part. She didn't really have much to do, but she's still, at on the planet, waiting for Cassian to return if he ever does return.
Still on Ferrix.
Yeah, we don't know if he's going to return on Ferrix. All right, and let's talk about our boy Cyril.
Oh,
Cyril! Every week, Cyril just
gets
amazes me.
On.
Well,
I feel so bad for this man. He's one of the greatest characters, and everyone's just underestimating him. So, Cyril, he's having a normal time. He's just trying to eat his breakfast, and his mother's like, I iron your clothes. I give you 2 meals a day. And what do I reap? And he's like, I've been promoted. And then she's like, oh, I knew you had good things. And I'm like, for the past 3 episodes, you've been berating Cyril about not doing good things. And now that he gets a promotion, you're like, I knew he would do good things.
Your Uncle Harlow would be so proud.
And Cyril's like, just let me eat my cereal. Just let me eat my cereal.
Hey, let me say this one thing about the cereal thing. I don't know about his diet, but he loves his cereal. And, when he
like me and Lucky Charms.
When he wants to tune his mother out, he put the bowl up to his face and he starts slurping. That was hilarious.
Big Day. He just went.
Yeah, he just, I don't want to hear anyone.
Take it to the head.
Take it to the head, but it was pretty funny. We have more questions and comments. What do we have? All right.
Cyril is a wild guy showed up at Dendra's work.
Creepy. We're going to talk about that.
Oh, yeah, we didn't even get to that scene.
We're going to talk about that.
Alex, I think Bix is a great character. She's strong and brave, but it's sad to me to see her tortured.
Yeah.
As for Dendra, she's evil, but very well written and well acted also.
Yeah, absolutely agree on that. Yeah, absolutely.
If you want to see a little bit more of that, check out our Podathon interviews, because we actually interviewed some of the cast of Andor.
Good point.
And we're also part of a roundtable in which we got to ask Denise Go and Kyle Soller and Diego Luna questions. Yeah. So check those out as well. And Genevieve.
Genevieve, that's exactly right. Yeah. And Andrea Arjona.
Yes, she was part of the Podathon series.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we were fortunate to interview with them. But, Alex, yes, you're right. All around, great acting, the storytelling, direction. This is fantastic.
But now, let's get to Cyril the Stone.
Yeah, let's Whew, let's see what's going on with what is he up to. So we know that he wants pretty much what Dedra wants.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
We say pretty much for a reason.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm sure if he was given the opportunity to be in that ISB, that he would take it immediately. And I think he's going about the wrong way.
Cyril does not have a girlfriend at this moment.
Yeah, but so what he does is he's waiting out for her at the ISB.
Yeah, he's like, I just wait for you to come out. I just stand outside here and see if I can see you.
Yeah.
And then just like, I can have you arrested. You're stalking me.
Yeah. It was ridiculous. I mean, because let me finish this part up. Yeah, so it was ridiculous that he's standing there and he's trying to convince her that we can work. I have something.
I have something you want.
Yeah, we want the same thing.
Wait, Dad, you got to do the impression. You got to do it.
You have something I want. All right. So
Mom just had to get up.
That was my Moff Gideon imitation. All right. So
good job, man.
By popular demand. Okay. All right. There we go. It's okay. All right. Yeah. So, and so he's just standing there. He knows what time she arrives to the office, when she's going to be at what point. And then then he goes and, she wants to keep going and he grabs her by the arm like, what's going on? What's he going to do?
Yeah. And I'm like, bro, Cyril,
yeah,
if you're trying to get a girlfriend, please don't do it that way.
Please
don't grab them.
Yeah.
Come on, get game.
Yeah,
get game.
I don't know if it's about a relationship that he wants.
If he just wants to work in the ISB, but he's going about it the wrong way.
I think he just wants in. Like I want Andor just as much as you do. Let me work with you. I can help you. I remember he said in the last episode that I'm good at solving cases, and I understand how things work. So he wants to be in her shoes. Point blank. We know that. So is he going about it the right way? I don't know. We'll just have to see.
But real quick, let's take a Q&A break.
Thank you.
Kamel Peterson, I think Dedra is a perfect example of how menacing and threatening the Empire can be.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. They are.
Alex, I agree with R.
Yeah.
Cyril is a creep. But I can relate to his love for cereal. And I like how he drowned out his mother with Slippy cereal.
Oh, it was
and
classic.
The interview with the Andor actors was awesome.
Yes. Thank you, Alex. And just Kamel Peterson, thank you so much. I think you're new. Haven't seen your name before, so welcome.
Because if you are, please subscribe, like the vid.
Yeah.
Shameless plug.
Yeah. Well, thank you. But thanks for joining us, Kamel. Thank you.
And a surprise visit, Star Wars Geek Girl.
Oh, okay. All right. Wonderful. All right. Star Wars Geek Girl is here as well. Thank you, Mike. All right. So I think that really covers the episode. So what we're looking forward to for next episode, obviously we're going to have the prison break. We don't know how it's going to happen, but it has to happen. All right. We didn't have let's talk about the conversation that Tay Coma, right? The friend, childhood friend of Mon Mothma, she is still looking for cash. And he has an idea who has the money she's looking for, but it sounds like somebody who is probably, does illegal things for a living, right? He makes his money illegally.
Another name for a vampire, Dad?
Well, okay.
Those people
those
were
people
apparently trying to get money from Mon Mothma.
Well,
because she needs money, but they're going to ask her for something crazy.
Yeah, and in my days, or I don't know if they still use this term before, or something. There's a term called loan sharks. Somebody, when you need to borrow money from someone and you can't get it from a bank and you can't get it the legal means, you have to go to somebody else who has the money you're looking for. But you don't know where to get the money from.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. It's about getting the money. And of course, they're going to charge you, twice as much interest as a bank would. But hey, you don't ask questions, right?
You don't question where your money comes from.
You don't ask questions. So you don't have any idea who this person is going to be, but we'll find out next week, I guess. And then I think we covered it.
Yep.
Yeah. So, let us know. Did we, anything else that we missed about the episode that you want to discuss? What do you think is going to happen in episode number 10? we're almost there. I can't believe we're coming to an end. So
it's been fast.
Yeah.
I feel like it was just September. We were just reviewing the first episode.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly right. All right. So then,
first episode.
Yes. Okay. All right. Wonderful. So now
and we have 11 viewers.
Okay. Keith. Okay.
Shameless plug.
Oh, shameless plug. Okay. All right. Well, do we have any more questions or comments? Let's see if we have. Yes. Okay. All right. So we're gonna make our announcements now. All right. So so let's talk about what what's gonna happen next week. All right. So we'll be back on Wednesday to review episode 10. All right. We also are, working our way to getting ready for Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, which opens a week from tomorrow. All right. So
we got our opening day tickets.
We have tickets for Friday. And we want to show you this book. This book is called Protectors of Wakanda: A History and Training of the Dora Milaje. If you have not heard of this book, I highly recommend it. So this book really, if you are a Black Panther fan,
this book is great. It's a complete guide to the Dora Milaje.
Exactly.
Like, do you know how much training they go through?
Well, right, exactly. And this book is going to explain it. So this book, personally, I do not follow or, not try to follow. But in the past, I have not followed the Black Panther comics, right?
Or the lore.
Right. So this really tells you a lot that you need to know about the history of the Black Panther and the Dora Milaje if you're interested, right? So this is a book for Black Panther fans of the comics, fans of the movies. So the author, Karama Horn, we are hoping to have an interview with her by next week, and we're scheduling to air it on next Thursday. It will be a recording, right? It will be a recording. It won't be a live stream, but we are working on getting Karama Horn to talk about her book.
Feel free to put in comments though.
Right. So yeah, if you've read this book, let me know if you know anything about it. But you can, interested in getting it, obviously you can go to any of your local bookstores, or you can buy it on Amazon. But yes, so Karama Horn, our next in conversation for next week will be the author of this book. All right. So looking forward to that. All right. So we have Q&As. Okay. What do we have? All right. So Keith, where can people find us?
Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
You can also check us out on our socials: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Balancing Galaxy. Website, balancinggalaxy.com. Please donate to our Patreon page so we can keep making awesome content like this. And, check out our speaker page as well. And now, we would like to announce our
merchandise store.
So go to fathersandgalaxy.myspreadshop.com to claim your 2 weeks worth of 50% off merchandise.
Well, right. So you have a couple of weeks if you buy, you get a discount. Yes. Yeah.
We have you have like 2 weeks, about a week and a half left now.
Okay.
So go buy merch.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. So we'll leave. So in this episode, of course, we'll leave the email address. In the
description below.
Right. We'll leave it in the description, so you'll have the address there. Also, it's also appearing on the screen. All right. And that should be it. So we're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You said that already? Already? Okay. All right. Great. All right. Let's see. Any final Q&A? What do we have?
Kamel Peterson, long-time subscriber, first-time commenter.
Oh wow. Thank you so much. All right.
Fantastic. Well, now it's your second time commenting.
Yeah. Very nice. Very cool. Okay. Okay. All right. So
Geek Girl.
Yes. Okay. So podcasts and more. I have mixed feelings about Dedra.
She's the evil of the Empire, but she's doing her job too.
Yeah.
Yes, that is so true.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's what we expect from the Empire, right? She's just doing, like you said, Mike, she's doing her job, and it's she's masterful at it, so
I'm terrified of Dedra. She's the best interrogator this side of Star Wars.
And you know what? She has the
Panache.
her boss is behind her as well. You know what I mean? So when you have that, you know, your boss believes in your cause and what you're saying and what
Makes
you're
you
doing,
really want to
it gives
goodness
you
out of people.
that much more power, you know. So
Makes you want to interrogate the goodness out of people.
yeah, right. All right. So then that should be it then for this episode. All right.
All right, guys.
All right. So thank you so much for joining us, everyone. This has been fun, and thank you again for tuning in on a Thursday instead of a Wednesday. Very nice. All right. So we enjoy this, and we can't wait to see what happens next episode.
Yes,
It's going to be big. If this is the breakout episode, which I anticipate is going to be, it's going to be something to watch.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a lot to talk about next Wednesday.
So, guys,
All
that's
right.
it for this episode.
Yeah.
Take care.
And we will see you again.